my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my spring favorites. Kind of like a monthly favorites, but since I haven't done one in like 3 months, it's going to encompass all of these stuff I've been loving over the last few months. So we're going to just kind of hop right into it. I have a couple skincare things. I have a few eye stuff, some hair product, and we'll just kind of go through what we have. The first thing I have is the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water. This is just a micellar water. It's relatively inexpensive. It has no oil, alcohol, or fragrance. This one is meant for sensitive skin, so I really enjoy it. It has no dyes, none of that. It is great for taking off your makeup, especially waterproof makeup. So I use it to remove my makeup, and then I finish up with my regular cleanser, and I'm good to go. So after I wash my face, I usually moisturize, and I have been loving the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Oil. I don't really use it as a primer, I use it as a face oil. It is a very good face oil. I got a sample of it in my Sephora Play box, which I reviewed. I'll have a little link to everything that I've reviewed that I talk about in this. I'll have a link to in the description box, so you can just go check out those. But I really like the sample. I needed a new face oil. I was able to finagle some Birchbox points, get it down to $20, and so I picked up a whole bottle. So really liking that. Next up it is sunscreen season. And I was on the hunt for a good sunscreen. I really liked the Murad one I got in my Sephora Play box, but I just could not bring myself to spend $80 on it. But I did some research and I picked up a Asian sunscreen. This is from Biore. This is the UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence. It's SPF 50. I've been really liking this. It mattifies the skin, leaves it nice and silky. It can be used as a primer, so that's really nice. So been digging that. So speaking of primers, I've been kind of hunting around for a primer again, and I ended up landing on this. This is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. This is the nourishing one. This is a moisturizing primer. I really like it as a very thin but creamy texture, and it really moisturizes the skin underneath the makeup. If your skin's really dry and really bad, there's really not much you can do, but this really helps. So I've been liking that. Another moisturizing product I've been really into is Pure Lanolin. This is marketed as nipple cream, but you can get it at Walmart for like $6 for this big tube. Lanolin is the main ingredient in most lip masks, like the Bite Agave lip mask. So you just pop a bunch of this on your lips before you go to bed, wake up, your lips are nice and soft. So I really like this for that. But what I've been using for chapstick during the day is the Burts Bees Ultra Conditioning Lip Balm. This is not your typical lip balm because it doesn't have waxes in it. It has solidified oils, so it's nicer, it lasts longer, and it's gentler on the lips, and it doesn't leave like a waxy pull. So I've been using this in conjunction with the Lanolin. Very nice. Another miscellaneous moisture item is the OGX Healing and Vitamin E Penetrating Oil. This is for your hair. I've been using it in my hair because I bleached out my hair and then I dyed it blue. And the bleaching out process, even though I did do it in stages, it did destroy a good chunk of my hair and dried it out. And then dyeing your hair, obviously, it really stresses out the hair, and I wanted to restore it and kind of bring it back to new. So using that really helped. I have other hair oils, but I find that that is the best one, and that one you can get at a drugstore. And I think it's amazing that some of the best stuff you can get is right in your local stores. So I suggest getting that if you've got some really dry hair. This is going to be wonderful for it. And if you're really daring, you can patch test it, and it might be good for your skin. I've patch tested, and it's good because it is essentially, it's just vitamin E oil, so it's really good for other things, but just make sure you test it before you slather it all over your face. So let's get into some makeup. I'm going to start off with a tool. If you followed any of my tutorials as of late, I've been loving this Royal & Langnickel Smoky Eye Brush. It's a nice bullet tip. It's like a pencil brush, but much wider and thicker. It's a nice synthetic brush. I really like it for blending out cream products. So when I talk about the cream products that I've been loving, especially when you put them on the eye, you kind of got to buff them out a little bit. This buffs them out, but in a concentrated area, so you're not losing coverage, but you're still getting them blended out nicely. It's really good. It cleans easy, it doesn't shed, and the way it's pointed allows you to kind of get in there, especially if you have a smaller lid space like I do. So I really recommend getting this. You can now get these at Walmart. It is in the Moda line. I really suggest getting these brushes. They're very nice. They're comparable to Sigma brushes at kind of EcoTools prices, so I really suggest it. They have a rubberized handle. I've reviewed these before. I don't know if I video reviewed them. If not, I will link to my blog where I did review them for sure in the description box. Okay, so let's talk about some creams. I have been loving, these aren't new. These aren't new at all. But I have been in love and rediscovering the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils. Now, Milk and Black Bean get used all the time for so many things, but I think some of the other ones get overlooked. And my favorites I've been using have been Cottage Cheese, which is a nice sheen white, Pots and Pans, which is a gorgeous silver, and Yogurt, which is like a kind of like a coppery color. These are wonderful. These are especially beautiful if you want to foil an eyeshadow without wetting a brush. I don't like wetting brushes and sticking them into eyeshadow because it really can screw up the formula of your eyeshadow in the pan. So what you can do is you can put like a shimmery cream on your lid and then pat the eyeshadow on top and it will foil it for you. So that's what I did today. Get closer and you take a look. And then I put another thing on top of it. But I put it over Yogurt and it gives it such a gorgeous sheen and such a beautiful finish. They help things last longer because it is a cream base, so things cling to it. I've been loving these. They're inexpensive, obviously, because they're NYX. They do take a little work if you're not used to working with creams, but if you put it in the effort, it's really worth it to me. So I recommend getting some of these and looking at your options outside of just Milk and Black Bean. I have Milk and Black Bean as well, but start looking at some of the other colors. You never know. Alright, so I have a couple more NYX products. I really like their stuff. This is their NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. If you follow, again, my tutorials, you'll know I use this. This is how I hold my brows in place. When I'm feeling really lazy, it's all I'll do to my brows. Today I did a little bit more, but really loving this. It's really great. It holds all day. It gives a little bit of a tint. I think it does have some fiber, so it'll give you a little bit extra volume to them, but not super intense. Next thing we have is the NYX HD Finishing Powder. It's just a clear finishing powder set. It's pressed. They do have a loose one. I prefer pressed just because loose powders are messy, being honest here. So, but this is nice. I really enjoy this. I use it every day and it's inexpensive. I do not get flashback because I use it very lightly. So if you use it sparingly, it'll work wonders. Ugh, can't talk today. Alright. So in the realm of skin stuff, I have a concealer. This is a hidden find. I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I did. I was out of town for my graduation, and I ran out of concealer, and I needed something really heavy duty because I had broken out in hives, and I needed to cover them up. And I went to Sephora, and I was like, I need concealer. I need heavy duty concealer. And I was gonna get the Makeup Forever concealer, but they didn't have anything that was pink based. They only had yellow, and I'm cool undertone, so I really need something pink based. If I put it on yellow, it's gonna look kind of green when it takes pictures, so you don't want that. So I was like, okay, I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, so I found the stuff from Sephora, and this is the Sephora brand 8 Hour Wear Perfect Cover Concealer. This is in the shade Pink Porcelain. It's the light one. It's the lightest pink base one they have. This stuff is heavy duty. Like, It's very thick. It's not, I wouldn't say creamy, because you really need to warm it up between your fingers. Like, take some out with your clean finger, warm it up and pat it in, and then blend it out with a beauty blender. But this stuff is like putting spackle on your face. If you have things that need to be covered, use this. Don't use this. Obviously, this isn't for highlighting. This isn't for like massive under eye. You could use this for your under eyes, but it's very heavy. If you need something for spot concealing, I would suggest picking this up. This little thing is going to last forever. I think it was, I don't remember, I think it was around $10, maybe $15, but it's gonna last a while. It's heavy duty. It lasts all day. If you set it with a little bit of powder, it's not gonna budge. So yeah, this is a little hidden find. I've been loving it, especially for spot concealing. Again, I don't recommend it under eye just because it's so heavy, but if you have some really major skin issues and you need to cover it up, go for this. Another skin product I have is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Sticks. This is in the shade Merry-Go-Round. It's that taupey color that I was loving. These are great cream highlighters or blushes. This one's more of a highlighter shade. I have a review of them. I'm not going to talk too much about it in this, but you can click the review where I talk about them. Been loving it. It's beautiful for summer. Another highlighter, another thing I reviewed and highly recommended is the Urban Decay Sin highlighter. Sin is now like my go-to ride or die highlighter, so I suggest this. I do like Aura, but Sin is the one I would suggest for pretty much everybody. It's not universally flattering. I do think it would be a little ashy on deeper skin tones, but for a little really light to medium leaning, maybe a little deep, it'll look beautiful. If you do have deeper skin tone, I would suggest Fireball, or maybe just looking at some of the Becca highlighters. Okay, I cut out there. So as I was saying, if you're deeper, look into the Becca highlighters. I have one more product for you guys, and then I have an app. I want to talk about the last product I have is the NARS Audacious lipstick in the shade Anna. I picked this up for graduation. Absolutely love it. The formula is hands down the best cream lipstick I've ever used. So I'm in love with it. I highly recommend it if you're looking to splurge. You don't want to drop money for like a Tom Ford or a Marc Jacobs, but you really want a high-end feeling lipstick. I would suggest getting this a NARS Audacious lipstick. Get whatever shade you'd like, but Anna is gorgeous. I am wearing it on my lips today. The last thing I have that is a favorite this month is an app. It is the DSLR controller app for Android devices. It's not a game, it's not a thing like that. It is an app that allows you to plug your Android device into a DSLR camera, especially a Canon, and it turns your camera, or it turns your phone into a monitor for your camera so that you can essentially see and adjust things from, instead of having to reach behind the camera. It's a favorite because before I couldn't see the back of the camera to do tutorials and zoom in and adjust, and it was just a right pain in the ass. So now that I have this, I can just use my phone. I have a really long cord attached to it. I can pick up my phone, make an adjustment, and then put my phone down and do what I need to do, and I can film tutorials now. So if you've noticed, there's been an uptick in tutorials. That is why I have an app that allows me to use my phone, or I could use my tablet, but I'd rather use my phone because it works better. But I can use my phone now as a monitor to film tutorials. So I've been loving that app. I thought it was kind of important. If you do have an Android device and you're looking for something like that, I will leave a link to it below for where you can find it in the App Store. It is I believe it's an $8 app. You do have to pay for it, but it is 100% worth it. So there you have that. So yeah, those are my favorites for spring. I like doing these more of I think I'm going to do these more on a 3-month basis. Looking forward, I'll have some more tutorials. I have a blog post, tips and tricks on brushes, how to save some money, how to, keep costs down when you clean them, things like that. Just a friendly reminder, when you clean your brushes, have you cleaned your eyelash curler, have you cleaned your tweezers, sanitize stuff as you go, things like that. You can check that out on my blog at fieldbymakeup.com. You can check out reviews for the products I talked about. I'll have links down in the description box below. You can also follow me on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook at Fueled by Makeup. You can check out my Snapchat, which is at Abstract Halo. I have a link in the description box below. If you want to shoot me an email because you have a complaint or concern, let me know, or talk about it in the comments below. I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.